Welcome to the Friends and Rivals podcast.
Let's talk Devils and Islanders, let's talk Penguins and Rangers, but let's not talk about Flyers, cause they're a bunch of fucks, which no one can deny.
Oh, happy St. Patty, laddies. The best holiday on the calendar is upon us.
Top of the evening to you.
Where's Steve? Did Steve call out sick because it's St. Patrick's Day? Unbelievable.
I think he's green with envy.
Oh, he is green with envy.
He's too full from all of his corned beef and cabbage.
You don't think he ate some Lucky Charms this morning, did you? And started shitting green?
Well, can he eat Lucky Charms the way he eats cereal? Like, is that?
I guess.
Does that work on the marshmallows? I don't know.
The marshmallows would be really crunchy.
Yeah,
I think that's like the best thing he'd want. Would he be willing to get that Lucky Charms? It's like all marshmallows. Lucky Charms, all mushrooms.
I think that's the Smurf Berry Crunch is the all mushroom.
That's I love sugared cereal, and that's a lot of fucking
That's
sugar.
a lot, right?
That's a lot of sugar, and a lot of that dye that they're trying to ban.
For our listeners, Tom literally had a birthday party where it was all cereal was served.
And not just any birthday, my friend. That was my 40th.
That's right.
Everybody's doing these fucking cliche birthdays. Boom. Cereal, baby.
It was the best 40th birthday party I ever went to.
It was delicious, by the way. Awesome.
All
awesome
cereal,
sauce.
all the time.
Steve had to pretend that he was human eating cereal that day.
If you were watching.
I wish I had a fucking time machine to go back and just observe him that day. Because it was all Cookie Crisp. Like, I had to get Cookie Crisp just for him. I wish I was paying more attention. Fuck. Damn it. That makes me upset.
Well, I don't think he was doing it back then. I think this is a life pack that he acquired in the last few years. We'll have to see when he comes on.
I'm pretty sure
what you're saying, this is like, so what you're saying, this is like a perv switch. Like the perv switch got clicked on like Rich Smith, but you're saying the cereal switch got clicked on Steve. Well, listen, for Steve, that he got the better end of the stick on that one for sure.
Well, depends on how depends on what you think about doing a hard time. I mean, is it worth a hard time? I don't know.
You can't go to jail for eating cereal like a weirdo, I guess. That's probably fine.
Well, no, bullshit. You should be able to be put in jail for eating cereal fucking weird like a psychotic motherfucker.
It's true.
You should be.
In some Minority Report world, that's like an indicator of like things to come. I mean, they really should have swept in and took him to prison for that one.
So for any of our new viewers, can somebody explain Steve's obsession with his cereal and how he eats it?
Viewer, Brian, is this you?
Sure.
Can
we explain this?
Well, dang, we're talking about an inside joke.
I'll give it a shot. So what Steve does is he'll pour the bowl of milk in the traditional fashion: cereal first, then milk. If you do it any order than that, may God have mercy on your soul. Secondly, he will drink the milk first and then eat the damp cereal. I mean,
yeah, so Steve's not here to say how much time he puts that milk to sit in, but I would always imagine it's like
no.
seconds.
It's instant. Yeah, it doesn't sit
instant.
very long.
Pour it in,
Yeah.
and all the milk is gone.
All the milk is gone.
All the milk.
Yeah,
and then you're just left with wet cereal. And
this is not something that you just start fucking doing one day.
Yeah, this is
it's not
practice thing.
He'll have to confirm. That's part of the story that I thought I remembered though, is that he saw somebody else do it, and he tried it. And, I thought it was like I thought it was in the last like half dozen years. Let's call it a half a dozen and see if this is something he was doing since childhood.
Game.
I mean, I feel bad enough just finding out how good ketchup is on a hot dog. Like, I feel kind of jaded for all the years that I missed out on it. What? It's excellent. Like, I've only started eating ketchup on a hot dog for the past 2 years.
Just ketchup.
Before that, it was mustard only. No.
Yeah.
Gotta have both.
Okay.
Gotta have mustard and ketchup.
Because ketchup is like ketchup only is like kids. That's like straight kids, just ketchup only. You gotta go like if you're gonna ketchup, gotta be mustard too. You gotta have the balance. That's my opinion.
I think we all agree.
Okay.
But he's got to have a fucking thing for that too. Like he can only put mustard on half of the fucking hot dog. Like, do you see? There's something wrong. Like the operator is like trying to connect B18 to 417, and it's just not going in the hole.
And he's
there.
Yikes.
And the way he he's got like a thing for like eating a Kit Kat. I mean, like, you break off a piece, one of them goes up your ass, one of them goes in your mouth, like, one for your ass, one for, like some other weird thing like that. I don't know.
God forbid if you call a fucking Swiss cake roll also a yodel, because they're completely different things. Oh my God. Like, there should be just a podcast just all about Steve and his fucking weird ass quirks.
That's what we're doing right now.
But listen, next week we are going to get our own Steven Wojciech on this program and utilize his cereal cup that we all got him for Christmas. So that combines the cereal in the middle, the milk in the outer portion of it, and when you pick it up and drink it like a normal glass and drink it out of, well, maybe not normal glass, like a coffee cup you get from a convenience store, it mixes the cereal and the milk together. So it achieves everything Steve's trying to do. It keeps the cereal crunchy enough and still gives you the satisfaction of the milk. That cup absolves him for all psychoticness if he continues to use it. It's a big if.
I feel like we should have a Steve episode where we eat all the things the way he does and rate it live. Like, how terrible is this decision to drink all the milk and then leave the cereal?
This may be Nick's best idea ever.
And eat Oreos psychotically, just the way that Steve eats them. I mean, this is because honestly, I don't mind eating cookies and cereal and whatever other nonsense that Steve eats for breakfast every day.
I agree.
I feel like these will be fine, but we just be like life in the day of Steve.
A day, yeah.
Day in Steve.
Well, just make sure you go shop and make sure you have plenty of Coke Zero, right?
Oh, God.
And enough of those
Belvita.
I was gonna say Benlista, but it's Belvita.
How much?
And I wish it was Velveeta every time. It'll be a very special episode, a Steve very special episode of the Friends and Rivals podcast. Dudley, watch out for your cornhole, bud.
But Billy, I sent you a text. I was talking to Nick about this. I did buy the generic, well, not generic, but the lowest tier of the Jefferson Reserve, that $28 a bottle, and it's not bad. I don't enjoy it as much as the other ones. I don't enjoy it as much as like the $38 bottle of like what's the other one I have that I like, the Woodford Reserve, but it's not bad.
I don't know if I saw that. So that Jefferson. So I got to know what the difference is between that Jefferson that you got, because I don't even know if I've seen that around, because I've seen like the $50-$60 bottle or whatever, and then like
that's the one I got the first time, and it was freaking tastic. It was incredible.
Yeah, I got to check. I got to keep my eyes open for that one.
Nick and I were talking before. I am on the search for a bottle of Buffalo Trace. It just doesn't seem. It just seems like no liquor store around me carries that brand, and it's at Disney, which we go, enough, and it's also on the airline. So anytime I take a flight, get one, and I've become accustomed to liking that particular one. So I'm
that's a good one. That's a good one.
I was told the crappy liquor store by me will have it this week. ABC Liquors or whatever doesn't carry it by me. I didn't know if it was a distribution thing like some beers are, but apparently, I'll be able to get it. And that, Nick and I were also talking about how that kind of falls into that $40 range of really good bourbons. And I think that's something that we need to investigate a little further. Is to come up with it, maybe not top 5, because that could take a little while to do, but at least our top 3 in that $40 range of bourbons that we can potentially give to our staffs for some healthy drinking.
I like that. All of our teams suck anyway. Why don't we just kick this whole hockey, thing to the side and go with whatever we come up with week to week.
I have completely come to grips that the Rangers are done for the season. Whether if they go on some ridiculous streak and they happen to make the playoffs in a wild card, so be it. But that's not the team that is going to do anything in the playoffs. They're going to be an easy out in the playoffs. I hope that I'm fucking completely wrong, or they're going to miss the playoffs altogether. So I've come to grips after the game against Edmonton last night that no matter how well they play against those upper tier teams, they're just not going to win. This year, they're just not going to win. And that's okay. I'm okay with it. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to do what everyone thinks I'm going to do and flip it out, man. Because I'm not. But that's just who my team is.
I feel like we're going to have the same exact arguments about our teams, Tom. I don't think it's going to be very different of what you're saying from what I'm saying.
Not Bill, but us too, yes.
And I think, taking up for Steve since he's gone, I mean, I think that the Devils are kind of in that boat too because
Devils. God, I don't want to talk about the Devils right now. They can go fuck their faces.
Oh my goodness!
All of them.
Okay,
all of them.
I was just going to say because Hughes is out. I don't see them going on a long run. Yeah.
No, but, and with,
they can fuck their face too. Sure.
And Dougie Hamilton is gone, but there has been and we're gonna start off with shitty call of the week. Do we have an audio thing for shitty call of the week? We used to. We have so many sound bites here that I need to get with Steve and see if we can. Here.
Every player on the ice has a 10-minute misconduct among other penalties.
I think that's the one we were using. But this whole thing with Matt Rempe as being a goddamn target for the referees. This was Matt Rempe got called for interference on this play. I'm just going to let it play out for you guys. Not now. Give it a second.
Might have saved a goal. Here's Rempe.
Do you want to see it again? Because it's fucking hilarious.
Here's Rempe.
The guy. So I don't know who on the Wild that was. I was not watching the game on Saturday, or whenever the freaking game was last weekend. But the guy skated into Matt Rempe and fell down. And Matt Rempe got called for a fucking penalty on that call. Fuck every single ref in the NHL. This is just gone past the point of the insanity that I can tolerate, not just as a Ranger fan, but as an NHL fan, expecting these referees to make the proper call in the proper time. I am all but completely 100% done with them. Unfucking believe he's got skated into.
I had that same thing happen to me when we were playing at Inman. Swear to God.
I
was turned the other way. Somebody ran into me, fell over, and I got interference called on me.
Well, didn't that happen with a girl and she knocked you over?
That was at extremes, and that was a completely different circumstance, and that wasn't a penalty.
But wasn't that exactly what happened?
Why? I don't know why we're picking this up.
On the ground you were.
Why aren't we picking on Steve? He's the one that's not here.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Okay.
Sorry.
But what happened? The truth. Okay. Yeah, a girl knocked me over if you want to just look at it on the surface. But she was a terrible skater. I was playing at the point where on like a power play, and I had just passed the puck, and I was just standing there, and she was skating at me to defend me, but she didn't know how to stop. And I could hear her like going, oh, like she was going to run into me. So I'm like, oh, Jesus, she doesn't know how to stop. So I literally got off my feet to try to jump out of her way, to try to ole her like I was like, a bullfighter.
You jumped?
She was a little, she was a little fatty too. And she just hit me while I was like off my feet and I fell down. Okay. So this girl bowled me over, whatever you want to say. But I was just trying not to hurt the girl. If I had stood my ground there, she would have been destroyed.
I got a question. It's just a very simple question. How bad did we have to suck to have you at the point of the power play? Holy shit.
Were you playing D that day?
I think because we were playing a girl team, I don't think we were too worried. I think the score was pretty well in hand at that point.
Oh, that makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick, you played at Extremes with us, right?
I did, but I don't remember playing that. I must have played. I played on the tail end of Extremes.
Yeah.
I think we won the whole enchilada like the last time we played at Extremes. That was good.
The last time you were at Extremes, we did that?
Yeah, I think so.
Last time we won, yeah.
Yeah, we played there, and then we went to Inman after that. I think it was like, I don't think it was when they shut down or not, but all I remember is we changed over.
Yeah, it was pretty close to that time where Extremes did shut down.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, it was like a year after that. But Extremes was the best. That was absolutely the best.
Oh, they were so much better than Inman. It was so organized. I mean, the only thing that was shitty was the changing. I think both places weren't great. Like, at least, did they have a bathroom we changed into? I think it was a bathroom we actually had.
It was a closet with fucking wood benches.
Yeah,
and a shitter.
Quote, locker room. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the only bad part I remember, but I think it was like they were always started on time. They were like on the dot. You had to be ready. It was
even the tournaments were really good and really well run. So, all right. So we got to wrap up we got to go all the way. Like we missed last week, so we got to go all the way back to the trade deadline, and bitch and moan at our teams for not making deals that we wanted them to make. But listen, I thought the Islanders made out pretty well trading Brock Nelson. They got really good value for him. I think the defensemen that the Rangers picked up are going to help them next year. I mean, the Penguins got Tomasino, right? So that's definitely a good young player that's playing with the Penguins now. So I think we all made out okay in some of the deals that we made. Could we have made more? But I think the asking prices out there were just absolutely absurd unless your superstar wanted to play for one particular team in Florida. Then it wasn't such a bad deal. I can't for the life of me figure out how the fuck Brad Marchand is it just it's just about win the cup, and they're the best team for him to go and play on, and they're going to win the cup. Because they're going to put him with Bennett, and it's just going to be a fucking disaster for anybody who's up against that line, at least on paper.
When Matthews is healthy, then yeah. Or Chuck. Matthews Chuck is healthy. Sorry. I'm watching this stupid Toronto game. When Chuck is healthy, then yeah, I think so. Then they get their shit together. They also picked up Seth Jones. We kind of forget. They really went. I mean, I'm a little.
I didn't forget because I don't think that there's any value left in Seth Jones, regardless of what fucking team you put him on. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I just
saw the Islanders school him yesterday.
Yeah, he did not look good.
I saw the Islanders school Seth Jones yesterday.
Well, there you go. I mean, nothing. I didn't.
On their way to a
comeback. I inadvertently shit on Nick's team, but it's good and as kind of expected. And this whole Rottenen thing was just batshit crazy. You're the GM of the Carolina Hurricanes. You're gonna investigate that the player that you're gonna trade for will even consider signing for your team, right? That first off, Tulsky is that the GM's name in Carolina? He scares the ever living shit out of me because he looks like a psychotic person to begin with. And he's just not. He's just a nerd. But man, he looks very like weird with that the curly red hair. I mean, that freaks me out a little bit. Sorry. Yeah. But you got to trade for the guy, and then you flip him for a really good prospect that they got. I don't remember what his name was, but I don't know. It seems like you traded Natchez and got back and didn't get back the value for Natchez, let alone Rantanen.
Well, they traded a lot to get Rantanen, and then trading him away, they're getting less because it's no sure thing he's going to sign, obviously. But to be honest, this was not as bad as what I look at this trade and I think of it like years ago, Islanders traded for Oilers captain. I don't know why his name's blanking on me for the moment.
Ryan Smith.
Ryan Smith.
Yeah.
Trade for Ryan Smith. We didn't give up a lot. We gave up a lot of prospect players, like middling guys that weren't going to do anything, and a first rounder. So it wasn't a big deal. At the time, it was like 3 first rounders because they had drafted those 2 guys in the first round and an additional pick for Ryan Smith on just like a whim, and everyone was like, "Holy shit, Ryan Smith!" He it was like captain of Canada. He's like Oilers captain. Like it was a huge shock, and they were trying to make a splash and re-sign him, right? Like, hey, come here. Like we traded for you, and we're gonna resign you, and he clearly wasn't gonna resign. It was a dumb. They did not read the tea leaves, as it were.
No,
right? They just went for it, and
yeah,
that's like the extreme of it because that was like there was no way he was going to resign. Like, obviously, like you bring him to all the nice beaches, the nice houses, all the schmooze in them. But it's like bringing this guy out of a place like he was loved and everything, and he wanted to retire to, and it didn't work. And Rantanen, it's not exactly the same, but like it's the same scenario. You're basically like he loves it in Colorado. He was great there. He's happy.
Loved it in Colorado.
There was no indication he was going to get traded.
No.
And out of nowhere, he is gone. And he's in Carolina. Very much opposite of Colorado. I live in the area where Rodney gets traded to. It's not Colorado. It's not Boulder, Denver. It's very different. And I get it.
It's a very nice area of North Carolina. I get that, but it's not.
But if
but
you
then
had
again, where he signed though, in Dallas?
Yeah. But here's the deal: you're playing an offensive West Coast style offense. You're playing with Makar, McKinnon. You're getting points. You're having fun. But you come to Carolina and they're playing a very different style. And it's like, oh, we have countrymen here, and talk to Sebastian Aho. He loves it here. And it's like, I don't know if that's. Oh my God!
Oh
Jesus
man!
Christ. End the show.
We were having such a good show.
Sorry.
Happy St. Patty's Day, Steve.
You're good. So,
Aaron,
anyway,
just don't listen to the first 12 minutes of the show. That's all. Then you'll be good.
We're not editing anymore. Although we did have a great idea. You want? Can I tell him? Can I tell him? We're gonna have an episode just in an ode to you, Steve. We're gonna eat all the things you like to eat, in all the ways that you like to eat them.
Exactly.
I love it. I think it's a great idea.
I told you would love it.
It's unanimous. It's unanimous.
But we get to rate each one of them. That's the trick. So we get to go through them, and we got the cereal, the Oreos. I don't know. You tell us whatever things.
I think we do a whole series. I don't think we do it all in one night. I think it's a new segment for the off season.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because it's probably going to be too much sugar if we have all of these things in one shot.
Way too much. Agreed.
Okay. Incoming segment. So
I like it.
Well, yeah, that's the Rantanen trade. Fun times. I think it was a bad idea. I think they should have been well aware of what they were trading into, instead of being like the Islanders were years ago with Ryan Smith and just saying, "Hey, come here, it's gonna be great," because clearly he was not happy with that trade, and so he went to Dallas. And they re-signed, right? He signed long-term?
He signed not an 8-year. Was it an 8-year deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, he signed it after the trade was done, so it was an 8-year deal. But listen, Colorado made out like fucking bandits. They got a 20-year-old version, a 24-year-old version, maybe not as big in the size as Rantanen, but a guy who's going to put up the exact same amount of points, and they got him probably $5 million cheaper, locked up for the next 3 years. It was an execution by Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, with the caveat that they, for some reason, didn't think they could sign Rantanen, and he thought he was going to resign. So I don't know.
Oh yeah,
that part is the strange part to me, and explaining that to the rest of your team is kind of weird because clearly something was going on. But maybe I don't know. It's very strange to me that they would trade a guy like him. It's very, very rare we see a guy like Rotten traded. I think the last guys was when we talked about last 2 years ago, right, with Kachuk, Matthew Kachuk, and
yeah, but that was an off-season thing. That wasn't a deadline thing.
No, it's not. I think you have to go back further even than to go to a guy like the Subban and what's his name?
Yeah, but
Weber,
even still,
Weber
that was off season too. That wasn't
God
at the
damn it.
deadline.
Is it also off season?
Yeah.
Keep trying,
Yeah,
Nick.
you're right.
I don't
keep going. I want more trades. Keep going. I like it. But I wonder.
There was
so
the Gretzky trade. Oh wait, off season.
No, that was trade deadline in '96. He went to St. Louis, and that led to the Eisman
I was thinking
goal in Game 7.
LA. I was thinking the LA. Trade.
Oh, LA. That was definitely off season. Yeah. Oh, but fuck, I just had one, and you talked about Gretzky, and it left my brain. Oh, good. God damn it.
About was Hossa?
Hossa
trade deadline?
No, what I was going to say is that the Marchand trade reminds me a little bit of the Claude Giroux trade, where Giroux kind of forced his hand and forced his way down to Florida, and it didn't work out in the playoffs, and the Panthers got spanked. So I don't necessarily think that will happen this year because they're two way different players and they're brought in for way different reasons. So I think Marchand's more of a role player on this Florida Panthers team, as opposed to when Giroux was traded. He was more of the guy coming in, working the power play, working that first team. I think it might be a little different, but there's a lot of similarities there.
We'll see.
Steve didn't get a scoring winger though, or his centerman.
No.
Did you get a centerman?
No.
You got Devils. Literally got nothing. Well, no. Hey, you got Cody Glass, George Glass.
4 points in 4 games. I mean, I don't hate it, but
good job.
I'll keep that going.
Why? Because he's not on the Penguins anymore.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
He was so good as a Penguin. You're in for a treat.
So look, you got a handful of games left. For average about 14, 15 games left for just about every team that's out there, plus or minus a game. Devils are pretty well in that third spot. I think that's where they're going to finish up. Did they finish up beating Columbus tonight?
Yeah, 2-1.
All right. So they do the Rangers a favor and beat the Columbus Blue Jackets. But I think the Devils have all but blocked up their playoff position. I think Jesper Bratt is probably playing his best hockey of the season right now. And boy, oh boy, you need that right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's definitely taken on that role. He's nearing with his next assist. He sets the franchise record for most assists in a season.
Really?
61. He's at 60 right now. He's tied with Scott Stevens for most assists in a season.
That's Scott Stevens.
Yeah.
Wow.
Early
never topped that, huh?
No, I thought that at all.
Not even like Eliash? Holy shit.
He was always more like a 75-point guy, and he was very balanced in terms of goals and assists. Gomez was really the big assist guy, and he got, I think his career high was 56. So he got within 4 of the record, but
yeah,
to be this to be this close with 15 games left is awesome.
I probably would have guessed 10 more people before I guessed Scott Stevens for that record. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a
well,
really
when
good
when he came over, he was an offensive defenseman when he came over.
But the NHL was a different place in 91 or 90, 91, 91, 92. That was around the time he came over. Yep. The NHL was a completely different game. Completely. So
I would have guessed if it was going to be a defenseman, I would have guessed Niedermayer was the guy who got 60 plus assists.
The weird thing was that 93, 94, that's the year that Stevens had 60 assists, 78 points. The next year, and basically every year after, he fell off a cliff offensively. It's like he just switched. He went from 78 points. Well, he did have. He only played 48 games next season, but
the next season was a strike shortened season or a lockout.
Yeah, 22 points that season. But then the next year, 82 games in 95-96, and he had 28 points. He never scored. He had 31 points once after that.
Like, and how about this? Bizarre. How about this interesting stat? Billy would have said Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer never topped 60 points in his entire Devils career in a single season.
That's fucking weird. What the hell?
Shut the fun.
Never topped 60 points.
Makes sense.
What did he do? What did he do with the Ducks?
A lot of points.
With the Ducks, he had back-to-back 60 points. More than 60-point seasons, and then a third season at 59.
Different systems playing with Solani in Korea. That will definitely do it for sure. Well, really?
So their big year offensively was 99, 2000, and 2000-2001. In 2000-2001, he only played 57 games.
That was a cup year.
2000 was, yeah.
Or 2000 was. 2001 was the
2001 was a cup finals year.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Fuck you, Ray Bork, you prick.
Not that you're holding on to any ill feelings or anything. But as far as the bottle of bourbon, Bill still has a 2-point lead on the Icelanders. With the Icelanders got 3 games in hand on the Penguins. The Rangers 6 points ahead, 1 game in hand on the Penguins. I got to tell you, we're out some money there, Nick. We're gonna have to buy Billy a bottle of fucking bourbon. We didn't put a price on. We didn't put a price on
a heater. What's that?
We did not.
Yeah, no, it was like a $75 bottle of bourbon.
Like
$175
or under. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
$75 each. I meant
$75.
Yeah.
Lord in heaven.
We'll have to see if our listener remembers how much the value of the bourbon was.
I don't think we named a price.
He listens very intently. So
I don't think necessarily we had a
Yeah. Sounds like a bargain though.
Yeah. All right.
Sounds like I'm getting Jim Beam.
They got some good ones.
$200. Fuck you, Brian.
No.
$200.
He listens more than he listens closer than any of us.
Oh, you can go.
Brian knows. Brian knows I'm going to have him over. Brian's in New Jersey.
I feel like
that. That's right.
I feel like Bill's going to wind up with a bottle of Johnny Walker Aqua.
Yeah, no problem. Invite the shortest person over, so you only have to fill a thimble. That'd be great. It'd be awesome. Let me sip this.
A shot glass looks like a beer mug in his little hand.
Did yourself, Brian. Did yourself on that
one. He's the only person I know that needs 2 hands for a shot glass.
We gotta get Brian on the podcast. There it is.
Hey, listen, Brian was offered the opportunity to come on the podcast. He said no.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, buddy.
I thought he agreed for like the 200th episode or something.
Yes, he's going to be our special guest
for the 200th. All right.
Yes.
Well, we can't get. Listen, for the 100th, we had a banger. You don't think for the 200th? You don't think for the 200th I can top that?
You have to get an NHL player to top that.
You don't 14, think? You have 14 episodes.
So that's 14 weeks. Bill, where's that land us?
Does that happen this season?
What approximate date? Figure we go to July 1st.
I'm saying
next September again. It's definitely next season, right? We're not going to get maybe, I don't know, 14 weeks from now. It's close.
That could be like one of our like episodes where we're like talking about free agency, or it might be the tail end.
Maybe. So all right, if I don't land a banger, we always have Brian to fall back on.
There you go.
Well, this is 1,000% should be the case. This 1,000% should be the case. Brian will be our 199th episode guest.
I think we got a new marketing guy. I like the way he thinks. I think we got a new marketing guy.
That is absolutely wonderful. But we're going to go and take a little ride on the Metro and listen. We've already griped a little bit, but Bill, the Penguins, listen,
red hot.
You got yourself a nice bourbon.
Yep, but and it's the best of both worlds because they got the third longest current winning streak in the entire NHL after the Senators and the what was the other one? The Hurricanes. Yeah, so their 4-game winning streak, all Tristan Jarry victories. The guy's playing great hockey for the first time in over a calendar year. He's actually playing great in the net, and boy, I wish that means we could trade him today, but we can't.
Wait, hold on. I get the stat boy. You. There's another team who has a longer winning streak, and that's the LA Kings.
What do they just win like right now?
Well, they're on a 5-game win streak.
All right. So. All right. I'm sorry. So like the 4th best winning streak in the sport right now.
I want to knock you off your fucking high horse. That's why you're fucking 4-game winning streak.
And not only is their NHL goalie red hot, but they've got a guy, Sergei Musharov, something Russian. Sergei Murashov. Went to the WBS Penguins, made his debut last month, and is 9-0. 9-0 with a save percentage over 920. So very exciting stuff going on. That's really where the excitement lies for the Penguins at this point.
They're playing in Scranton these days?
Yeah. And Musharov is hot, and McGroarty's looking good, and they got some prospects looking like they're ready, and they're not playing yet. And then on the Penguins, they've just got guys scoring that I've never even heard of during this 4-game winning streak. I don't know half of the roster anymore, so after
you sent that text, who were you talking about?
Dewar? A guy named Dewar.
I could have sworn we talked about him before. His name sounds like a Scotch.
Pete Dewar.
Yeah, it is.
Dewar.
Well, and Pete
Dewar, Dewar.
Wait, it's not Pete, is it? It's not Pete, is it?
Yes.
He's got big calves, man.
Petey took
They
his
saw the size of his calves. They're like,
he can play in the NHL. This is a big fucking calves.
Fun stuff watching the Penguins now, knowing that no matter what they do, they could literally win out, and they will be short of their point total of last season, which kept them short of the playoffs. So we don't even have to get into they're hot. They might get in, blah blah blah, like last season or two. It's unrealistic and nonsensical, and we don't have to go there. So on to whoever's next.
That would be the New York Icelanders.
Yeah, Islanders. Jesus. Well, me and like I was saying earlier in the podcast, me and Tom are kind of like in the same boat here. I don't know what to make of this team, to be completely honest. They're just somehow we've been playing 500 hockey in March and only 4 points out of the playoffs with 2 games in hand on the Rangers. So I don't even know. We traded Brock Nelson away for top 25 prospect in the league, and a future first. Good haul, very good haul for Brock Nelson, but clearly waving the flag like, hey, we're definitely not in the running, and here we are. It's just that time of the year where the Pierre Engvalls are going to start becoming superstars out of nowhere because it's that time. It's that time. I didn't get a chance to watch most of the games in the last week, but I did catch the Florida Panthers Islanders game, which was bizarre because this is the Florida Panthers. I mean, minus Matthew Tkachuk, and Bobrovsky was not playing tonight. That night, their backup was in, but Isles dominated that game for the most part. They really felt like they were playing up with the Panthers. I mean, they played real well. Had a lot of opportunities, and were just seemingly couldn't get the lucky bounces. There was the first goal was great. Nice Barkov. Honestly, that guy is stupid good. He made such a sweet pass. on a play that all of us would fuck up, just because we try to take the pass ourselves and try to score, and he just did a little nonchalant backhand back to not Bennett to his fucking face.
Reinhardt
scored easy goal, full open net. But
I
he made it look so easy. I had to watch it like 3 or 4 times and be like, that pass, he made it look so easy, and like 9 out of 10 of us would have fucked it up because we've all tried to take it.
You put Billy on the point in the power play. He's going to handle that pass from fucking absolutely.
It was so annoyingly good of a pass that it just basically froze everybody else. It was so annoying. And it looks like it's such an easy pass, but if you played hockey, you watch it like, nope, that's not guaranteed. Most people would try and take that puck and go and try to score. Anyway, it was annoying. A second goal happens of like basically hits. I forget who was hit in front. Flew up in the air over Sorokin, just bounced in like weird ass goal. And it looked like it was gonna be one of those games where Isles just lose again and to a better team. But then they scored 4 straight in the third period. Starting with like Mark Gattacombe scores a nice wraparound, and then 2 goals in 17 seconds, back-to-back goals. It was out of nowhere. Isles just came alive, and Pierre Engvall just fucking. I hate that guy. He's so annoying. He plays like shit almost all the time, and then he's benched. He's like down in Bridgeport for conditioning. Comes back. He has a game. He looks like a decent player. Then he goes back to shit. And then this game, it's like Barzal is injured, right? He starts playing like Barzal. He's like, I'm just gonna play like Barzal. I'm just gonna skate my ass off every fucking shift and outskate everybody because he can, but he never fucking does. And it's infuriating because you're like, yeah, I get why Lou decided to try and take a shot on this guy, but I don't know why 7 years made no fucking sense. But nevertheless, he decides to play like every shift is like he's life or death, and he looks great. And you're like, play like this all the fucking time. And if we have him, Simon Holmstrom been playing really well, and if he steps it up as well as Engvall, Palmieri's playing well, like he always plays hard. It starts to elevate the rest of the team, and that's how you get playoff teams because everybody starts playing hard, right? And I'm like infuriated because you're like, why didn't you guys do this throughout the fucking year? And it's because you just see such inconsistency throughout the year. And now we're sitting here after trading away Brock Nelson, which had to happen, in my opinion, because he's just worth too much, and it was just such a seller's market. Still they could make the playoffs. They could make it. They make the playoffs, and what happens? They lose in the first round. I don't know. Every year it's the same shit. I think we had the statistic. I think I brought up like a few weeks ago. It was like the same exact point in the year. 3 years in a row, the Isles have had the same exact number of points at the same number of games, 3 straight years in a row. And they've made the playoffs the last 2 years, so they could do it again. Who knows? They're fucking assholes like that. So probably gonna happen. I don't know what to say. I am ready to see them probably faceplant, but at the same time, they've got a lot of upcoming home games. Outside of tomorrow, they have Pittsburgh away, and then Montreal, Calgary, the Blue Jackets, and Vancouver, all in the span of like a week and a half, all at home. And last thing to say is, even in April, it's like 5 out of 9 games are home. That's about half and half. And the last game of the year. So 2 things. One, that they do play Washington at home as game 81, which I'm very nervous about because I feel like it's a very good chance that Ovechkin scores that fucking goal. Breaks the record against the Isles. I hope he doesn't, but he will. But even more interesting to me is that they end the season in Columbus. Game 82 in Columbus. Could be for the playoffs. It would be interesting. I don't know. Anywho, we'll see you next week because I don't have confidence in this team, but they continually stay in relevancy, and they do have a couple games in hand against the Rangers. But I'll be honest, the Canadians are 3 points ahead of us, but they are the only, I think they're second or third hottest team in the league. So maybe Montreal sneaks in. I don't know. This is fucking stupid. I hate this part of the season.
Well, it's so hard because the races are really tight, but the Ottawa Senators are really pulling away. But the Ottawa Senators are pulling away. They're 70 points with 66 games played. That's on average a 2 games in hand lead on everybody behind you, unless you're even.
They're gone. They're gone.
They have locked up at least the first wild card spot, which leaves one playoff spot left between. Let's see who's close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams, right?
All Bruins, within 4 points,
maybe. Bruins, Islanders, Red Wings, Jackets, Canadians, Rangers. It's fun. It's going to be fun. Rangers, Islanders, April 10th at the new barn, by the way.
The new barn. The bank.
As for your defending President's Trophy winning New York Rangers and defending Metro champions, the New York Rangers. The Rangers are what from it, now I don't. They do. The eye test is telling me season's over. And the season is over because they can play really, really great against these high quality teams like the Capitals and the Jets and the Oilers, but somehow find a way to lose the games. Where last year they were finding ways to win those games, and it's just a different team that you're getting this year. You're getting inconsistency when you're playing the lower tier teams. Take, for instance, the Blue Jackets. They lose to them at home at the Garden 7-3, and really that was the score makes it sound really close, and it wasn't. And then the following weekend, they beat them on the road in Columbus 4-0. So they're inconsistent against the lower tier teams, and they just can't seem to find a way to beat those upper echelon teams, which means that even if they do make the playoffs, they're an out. They're an out in the first round, probably swept, if not win a game. And I hope that I'm sitting here and I'm fucking eating crow in May with a nice fucking full beard, but I'm not going to be. And that's what I've kind of brought myself to come to grips with, because if your third line is Sam Carrick with Kreider and whoever, it's not a good look. If your fourth line is going to be Brodzinski with Rempe and Berard, it's a ninth fourth line probably next couple of years. It's good to get these guys some experience, but that's why you're doing it. Every single player that you acquired at the deadline was a healthy scratch in your last game. So that's going to tell you a little something about the players that you acquired and the players that you have on your team. They want to let these guys with the youth, the Berards, the Rempes, the Offmans of the world play, get some minutes, get some experience, and see what they got with them. And that's exactly where this fucking team is. The only thing that they really need to change going into next year is obviously there's going to be a lot of turnover on the roster, and this offseason is going to be fascinating when it comes to the Rangers. But if there's one thing in your exit interviews or whatever you have with the team, if Drury and Laviolette are not harping on the fact that they need to shoot the fucking puck more, then something is wrong. Because every opportunity Zibanejad gets, Miller gets, literally anybody with an open shot gets, their first thought is to pass the puck. Shoot the fucking puck. It's very, very simple. Yeah. Did I say Steve eat crow?
No, just
I said I wish I would eat crow.
Hypothetically, I think
he knows that. Oh. He's saying he wants to know how Steve would eat crow because Steve has such great idiosyncrasies when he has to eat things.
That is actually well, never. Well, he's got.
I got what you were saying, Brian.
In about 4 seconds. Thank you for explaining the joke, Bill. It's always better for the joke when somebody else explains it. Good job, Brian. But that's it. You know, you look at Panarin after 2 seasons ago. He was really distraught, really upset about how things went when they lost in the first round against the Devils. He shaved his head and he came back, vying that he would shoot more. When he did that, when he vowed to shoot more at the start of the 23-24 season, he ended up with 49 goals and 71 assists for 120 points. That's the mentality every player on the Rangers has to have. Go into the offseason with some demons, exercise those demons, get ready to play in September for next season, because this season is all but over. We'll put a little bow on it as we get through March and April. This week is a very interesting draw for the Rangers. Nothing but Canadian teams coming into the Garden. You had the Oilers last night. You have the Flames tomorrow night, the Leafs on Thursday, and the Vancouver Canucks on Saturday afternoon before heading out west to play the 3 West Coast California teams before you come home for the final 9 games of the regular season. So we'll find out if the Rangers are going to be a playoff team, if they're not going to be. I've already come to grips with that they're not going to be. So I think I'll be pretty calm for the rest of the year, and we'll just see how it unfolds. But I don't anticipate them making the playoffs, let alone doing anything in the playoffs. But again, hope I eat crow. Steve,
a lot of original 7 matchups coming up for you guys. That's really interesting. So if we count today, 2-2 on the week, not bad, not great, obviously 500.
Wait, Bill, check his math.
Is that good or not good? Depends on, I guess. 5-3 win.
We can go back to the original 7 comment. There was an original 7. If you want me to start checking math again, then we can go do that. But go ahead.
2 wins were both against Columbus, which was nice since they're one of the teams chasing. A nice victory against Edmonton. Saw Simon Nemec get the game winner in the 3rd period, and then just a schmortion of a game against Pittsburgh, which again, similar to the Rangers, at a 7-3 score. It wasn't that close. It was actually 5-3 with 2 empty netters, I think, but even still, it wasn't even that close. They did not play good at all. They still can't play 60 minutes for some strange reason. I don't know why. The Cody Glass acquisition was great, not necessarily what they needed. They got Dumoulin at the deadline. Again, nice addition, but not what they needed at all. Jake Allen has been great in net. Jacob Markstrom has been struggling in net since coming back from injury. I think they should ride Jake Allen for the foreseeable future, which includes games this week against Calgary and Ottawa, and then Vancouver next Monday. That's all I got.
Smashing. All right, Bill.
This is the wrong Bill.
WTF, we're going to start a power play contest.
It is time for us to pick our teams. So I am going to try to add a presentation, and if it could load, there we go. Uh-oh. Okay, now we need to figure out like an order. Okay, so here's our team.
I'll take the team in the middle.
Fair.
No,
for 200.
Am I not allowed? Am I not allowed, Alex? That's why my first round pick. That's my selection.
And so we won't take too long on this, but we got to figure out an order and then pick our teams. What teams we are going to represent? We're going to take 3 each. I don't know. Would we want to assume that like I would take Pittsburgh, Nick would take the Islanders, Tom would get the Rangers? We
want
to do that.
We all get our home teams.
Oh, then I'll take the depth.
And then Steve could get the first pick from the rest.
Oh, there you go.
Obviously for
there you go.
Yeah.
And I'll start writing this down.
Ooh, okay.
Good thinking, Bill.
You still need to write down the order though for you 3, because you'll have to know in the next round.
Should we make
our number 1 seed, you mean?
Why can't we just put names in a hat and pick names?
Wait, I have hold on. I have one of those Wheel of Fortune spinny things.
All right, well, let's go. Hurry it up
on my phone.
Let's go.
All right. Stop fucking yelling. Add new. Let's
Obi-Wan Kenobi with your fucking vest. Your fucking.
Do we want a colorful rainbow bright wheel? Do we want a light and a dark wheel? I mean, let's do
rainbow. Very inclusive. Rainbow.
Let's have a fucking.
All right, hold on. Let me go back. Let me go to
That's
rainbow.
the St. Patty's Day. There's a pot of gold.
I don't have a green one. There's no green one, so we got to do the colorful one.
Let's pick which color you should do first, and then we could pick names that go on the wheel.
Where
shouldn't be this difficult.
I'm not listening. I'm not listening to him.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood.
And we'll
Nice
do
fucking cardigan.
Nick. Don't be upset. Delete. I have to delete the unused ones. Hang on a second. I'm sorry.
What? What are you?
While Time is doing that. While Time is doing that.
I had to make my wheel. All right, now I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I think. All right, let's spin the wheel. So our names
But
are
Steve get to pick
twice.
first?
Our names are twice on the wheel, but yeah, Steve, you have to pick a team right now out of the remaining teams other than the Rangers, Penguins, and Islanders. You have to pick one of these teams. Go.
Blackhawks.
Really? Over the Oilers, over the Red Wings. Blackhawks. That's what you want.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Now
You guys got stuck. Right. You guys got stuck with teams that you didn't necessarily want. So
the number one pick.
Okay.
There you go. All right, Tommy.
The number two pick is Bill.
Ooh.
And the number 3 pick is I gotta spin it again. Came out Bill again. Can't have Bill again.
Bill
is Steven. And Nick will be the 4th. So boy, oh boy.
So are we doing
it's between 2 teams right now, and I think I'm gonna have to take the Oilers.
All right,
gonna have to take the Oilers. I mean, as much as I wanted to pick that another one, I gotta take the Oilers.
I gotta go with my team that I consider my home away from home, my Quebec Nordiques.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Red Wings.
Yeah, that was my second team.
I wanted to go. Sorry, I wanted to go.
That was definitely my second team.
I guess I gotta go Boston? No, Montreal. Let's go Montreal.
Definitely have a lot more there. So that leaves
4
Flames,
left, right?
Flames, Canucks, Lightning,
Lightning,
and Bruins. Give me.
So how do are we just going back to Tom then?
Yeah.
Yep.
And NFL draft style.
Oh, okay.
Let's go with give me the Calgary Flames.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My other team that everybody likes to accuse me of.
That might have been.
All right.
And I got news for you on the Bruins. I'm not going with one defenseman. I'm taking 2 defensemen for the Bruins.
Now that raises a question. Can we have
you guys want to
5?
shut the fuck up so I can pick?
Yeah, we'll
really.
talk about that later. Go ahead. Yeah, right now.
I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Lightning.
All right. Well, I advocated for Vancouver, so I get them.
Yes, you did.
There you go.
So are we allowed to have 5 forwards, or they?
No.
Yeah.
The person,
your lineup.
No.
the person you pick had to play that. If the forward played the point in the power play, he had to play that particular point in the power play.
I think logically, would they have played there? I think that's better way of putting it.
Right. So I'm just saying you could put Fedorov on the point on the power play for Detroit.
Right.
That would not be a problem.
Yeah, I think it's any personnel you want, but you'd have to be able to make an argument for those guys at that position if they're going to be the best power play.
Make the argument. That's it.
Okay, no problem.
Wide open for personnel. The only rule that we had was they had to play the majority. They had to play more games in the NHL for that team than any other team.
Yep. Games played.
Yep. All right, so
we'll
have to come back around next week and figure out some matchups and things like that.
Do you think we just go ahead and rank all these teams now? Can we rank them? Is that how we're going to do it?
No, you can't rank them. How are you going to rank them if you don't know who's on the team? Come on.
But the head-to-head is how we rank them. when we go head to head, and we put them in a bracket, that's how they get ranked. We're not going to,
Well, in that case,
we will each have a first. We will each seed our own. We will each say my first seed is this, my second seed is this, my third seed is this.
I think we should say top 4 should have a bye. The top 4 teams.
So
I think
each of our first seed would have a bye.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the rest of the
So
teams.
you just denote a team
that.
that's
You can't do that because that's going to leave 4 teams, and then the 2 teams that advance is 6 teams. Then what are you going to do? The top 2 seeds then have another bye the next round?
We have 12 teams.
No, if we
can do that.
No,
we have 8 teams left. If we have 4 teams with a bye, then there's 8 teams left.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah. And then they play their games, and then we have 4 teams out of those, and then we have 8 teams again after the first round bye.
Right.
Makes sense.
All right, but we have to agree on the rosters for these teams. So that's what we're going to start doing next year or next week, and we'll start developing these the playoff rosters for each of these teams.
Okay.
All right.
I like that. So what team are we going to fucking start with?
Listen, you have 3 teams.
Yeah.
Pick a roster for your 3 teams. That's all you've got to do.
That's all you got to do.
Okay. That's all you got to worry about.
Yeah. Yep. I'm fine with that. Pick a roster.
And we reconvene next week with our rosters.
Excellent. All right. Let's go. Steve, you got the date, right?
How do we zoom in on the center picture? Is there a way to do that?
That's definitely not it.
That didn't do it at all.
That was not it. All right.
2015 is what I got.
Yeah, that's right. Let's go to this date and Steve's stomach. And we're going to the year of our Lord 2015. Please go to.
You
ready for this? You ready for this? You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I almost did. Go to March 17th.
That's today. That's 10 years ago today.
Oh my God.
Wow.
March 17th in 2015 was St. Patrick's Day.
No shit.
3,653 days ago.
Worked from home that day. Breakfast.
Was that a thing?
Well, yeah. Breakfast was a Swiss roll and can of Coke Zero.
Yodel.
Are you sure it wasn't a yodel? It wasn't a yodel?
It wasn't yodel. It was a Little Debbie Swiss roll. Probably stolen right from your house.
That was best.
Listen,
Perfect.
wait until you hear the beginning of this show tomorrow. Oh boy.
Lunch was leftover ribs and a can of Coke Zero. Dinner was at Buffalo Wild Wings with Tom and Bill, where I enjoyed 12 wings, French fries, and a diet soda. Tom, why did you pick St. Patrick's Day in the year 2015?
Well, listen, this article is going to help everybody who's out tonight. We're gonna tell you who you're going to hook up with tonight.
Oh boy.
What type of person you're going to hook up tonight. And we got 13 of them. So the first person is the person who has been drinking since 10 a.m. this morning. So is St. Patrick's Day and like Halloween, do they have a specific start time?
No.
They don't, right? So you can start trick-or-treating at like 8 in the morning.
You can, except the people that trick or treat are usually in school at that point.
What happens if it ends up on a Saturday?
If it happens on a weekend, then there's no.
Then all bets are off.
Yeah.
So it's basically those holidays during the week are after work.
Logically.
Yeah,
yes.
But some people do take off, and that's the person that we're talking about right here. The person who's been drinking since 10 a.m. and super proud of it. That could be one of the people that you pick up. Another one is going to be the one with the pickup line that is, "Kiss me, I'm Irish." What a solid pickup line that is on a night like tonight. The number 3 person is going to be a person wearing a funny T-shirt, something centered around the Irish.
Those are great.
I'm
the Blarney Stone.
Another one you could be picking up is the charming hot mess. That could be another one could be the face painter. You know, they have that 4-leaf clover right on their cheek. You might want to go home with them. Another one that you might hook up with is a person whose family is actually from Ireland. And we're talking about you, all you redheads out there. It should be a given that you're Irish today. Another one is a person who says that everyone, right, Steve? Everyone is Irish on St. Patrick's Day. Everyone. You could also go home with Steve. Oh, there is a category, literally, for the person who hates this day so much. Literally. You could go home with the Irish snobby know-it-all.
Stop whining.
St. Patrick's Day is, that guy. You could go home with the bartender who wished they called in sick.
Shut up!
I can't imagine today's very fun for bartenders unless they make a lot of money.
No, they probably make good money. Yeah.
The frat bro who takes today just as serious as, I think that means Christmas. You could find your soulmate. Highly doubtful. And lastly, the last person that you might meet today is the one you're absolutely going to regret in the morning. Those are all the people that you're going to meet on St. Patrick's Day. I don't think that was a snooze fest. I thought that was very good.
I suck.
In fact, I'm sure some of you have gone home with people like that. Just saying.
What, a redhead? I took it a little too seriously.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Frustrating.
Me too.
Frustrating. It's frustrating.
So I was going to say to you guys while we were waiting for Tom to figure out the wheel, I started this planner when we started this podcast.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I am now.
What's in the planner?
It's not a planner. It's a notebook. Sorry.
Oh.
This entire notebook is now full.
Is
it full about our relationship so that when we lose our minds, he's going to be
These
romantic and read it to us.
My notes from all the different episodes that we recorded.
From the shows? Those are your notes from while we're on the show?
Like in preparation of the show. My show prep.
Show prep.
I like that.
Wow.
Mine's all in one note.
It is full. So now I have to move on to notebook number 2, which is right here, ready to go.
There you go.
Number 27.
It's notebook number.
It's a Mike Motto notebook. I love it.
So,
Devil's Legend, Mike Motto, yes.
In the event of a fire, are you just running to collect all the notebooks?
No.
Is that coming first?
Not these, no.
You're just going to push Tina out of the way and grab all the notebooks.
I will grab the food notebooks because
Yes.
they are right next to all of the photo hard drives. They're in the same cabinet. So I'll just
excellent
grab them
choice.
all together. Yeah.
Excellent location for all of those.
And the camera, obviously.
Have you not backed up your data somewhere else off-site?
No.
At least put them in a fireproof box.
Oh, it's a
Actually, put your whole house in a fireproof box.
it's a fireproof
It's like
bag.
the black box.
It's a fireproof
good.
bag.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to talk later.
Yeah.
Fix this.
We should, because I really should. You're absolutely right. I should have them.
we should, because you got probably maybe a terabyte. I don't know how much you got.
No.
Have a lot. No?
It's
more than that.
This is 2 terabytes. This is
Okay.
2 terabytes. And I have about
Terabytes.
6 of them. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we should probably figure out a solution to that.
What are you gonna do?
He's got a picture of every person in China.
What do I need? Pictures from when Tom's kids were born? I need to keep them? Please.
Yes. You do. In fact, Lauren lost a lot of those pictures, so anything you can do for her, that would be a wonderful thing.
I have their
That'd be
entire
wonderful.
life documented from when they were in New Jersey.
I do not doubt that. All right. Well, listen, everybody, I hope you enjoyed your St. Patrick's Day. And thanks for giving us a listen. Don't forget YouTube, Twix, Twitch, all this shit. Just go in there and like us, do something with that crap.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, really. And the other guy, I forgot his name. But yeah, great. We'll see you next week. Billy, go ahead and say something, Woody.
So did you hear about this? Joey Gallo was in spring training for the White Sox, and he was struggling, and so they cut him. So he decided he's going to be a pitcher, and he's also going to change his name. He's going to change his name to Shitty Otani.
Good.
That was better as a text, I think.
Just let him talk.
I like it.
Shitty Otani.